Und ein Leuchtsignal. Okay. Dann sind wir auf alles vorbereitet. Wird jetzt geknattert mit Emily? Nö, ne?
Mit dem Barsch, ne?
Sack ist jetzt nicht so der...
I had a good time tonight. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
York.
Yes.
Please, don't lie to us, okay?
I won't. Don't worry. I won't.
Nun, das war offensichtlich, hast du einen kompletten Tag verbraucht. Von dem, was passiert ist. Es ist nämlich schon wieder 10 Uhr.
Innerhalb von 0 bis 0 Uhr. Oh mein Gott.
Wie sollst du das nur schaffen? Kannst du hier irgendwo speichern? Ja, egal, dann fahr nach Hause. Ah doch, da.
Ah!
Er ist der Jörg.
Ich bin der Jörg.
Na, geht doch endlich.
Freiheit!
Im Handumdrehen wechselt man den Controller, den sehr großen Controller
Den
mit vielen
Controller
Buchstaben.
der Maus und Tastatur meinst du natürlich.
Ich freue mich drauf, wenn wir die PS4-Version spielen. Mit 3. Die PS3-Version.
PS43.
Die PS43-Version. Vielleicht läuft die. So, es gibt ja nichts Besseres, als diese komischen Autos dann auch noch bei Regen zu fahren. Wie schnell kommen wir mit der Mühle hier? 50, 55, ja, und das war's, 55. Meilen pro Stunde. Wie viel ist das? 120 km/h, 130 km/h, 140, irgendwie so?
Ich google das.
Wow, zu schnell auf jeden Fall.
So schnell google ich jetzt auch nicht, aber okay, ganz ruhig.
Sollen wir reden? Try?
Ja, ich? Achso, ja, gerne.
Reden? Okay.
Ja, okay. Wie geht's dir
There was
so?
another really big
Nein.
one around this time of year.
Dir will ich nicht.
3 years ago. Remember, Zach? Yes, that's right. That one. Multiple homicide, same
Das
MO,
kennen wir doch schon.
across Utah, Colorado, and Missouri. The victims were all average married housewives. But after being... Zach, let's continue our chat later.
Oh, bitte nicht. Keks von Thomas. Den habe ich vergessen. Den Keks von Thomas.
Cookie of Thomas.
Oh, was ist das? Das ist der Controller. So einen benutzen wir gerade zum Zocken. Genau den, offensichtlich.
Also 30 Meilen pro Stunde sind knapp unter 50 km/h.
Gut.
Die sind ziemlich lahm.
Zach, let's go over our progress. From what Olivia told us, and the sketchbook we found at Becky's house, Nick and Diane became our primary suspects. There were a couple of reasons for this. First, Becky gave the missing locket to Diane. Also, Nick has no alibi for when Anna and Becky were killed. We followed Nick to the art gallery, which led us, unfortunately, to our third victim. The third victim, Diane, was strung up in the entrance hall of the art gallery. Her hands were tied and a knife was sticking out of her chest. However, there was a marked difference from the previous crimes. Do you remember what that was, Zach?
Ja, Leichen, keine Mordwaffe tat. Gerade erst
Keine
geschehen.
Mordwaffe.
Naja, es ist gerade erst passiert.
Dann mach halt.
Ich meine, es war ja noch dran.
That's right.
Achso.
Diane was still alive.
Ja, aber die andere war da auch im Leben, dachte
This
ich.
suggests that very little time had passed since the crime was committed. Which means the criminal was still close by. It was someone near the scene. There
Schau.
are two possible
Und
candidates.
Case.
Nick, who was knocked out in the entrance, and one other. Zach, who was the other person in the gallery?
Der Hund. Willy. Ach Gott, Harry habe ich ja ganz vergessen. Ja. Caison.
That's right. Kaysen.
Käse?
We followed Willie, good dog, all the way to him. Kaysen's statement came out as follows. He and Diane were in a physical relationship. That was why he visited the gallery. The two were in the middle of such a meeting when Nick showed up. Diane lost her cool and shut Kaysen up in the basement. Now what did Kaysen hear when he was locked up?
Footsteps.
That's it. The sound of boots passing by. Nick was wearing boots that day. Which means it was likely that Diane met with Nick in her room. Nick said he argued verbally with Diane about her playing around with men, but they eventually decided to go out drinking to make up. However, immediately after that, Nick was attacked by someone in the entrance hall and knocked unconscious. We saw the rest.
Zach, do you think that Nick is our serial killer?
Alright.
Me too. Usha sent in a report too. He found a large volume of red seeds in Diane's stomach. This confirms her as a victim of the raincoat killer. Remaining leads. There is the locket, which is in Carol's possession, the man with the tattooed back, and the upside-down peace sign. There's a lot left to answer. I hope the coffee will give us more guidance tomorrow.
Zach, what did you think about George pouring his heart out? I was surprised. It's the end of a monarchy. And he called me York instead of Agent Morgan.
Emily? What's going on? Do you know what time it is?
I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I was drinking alone.
Ach so.
Gott, nein!
Nein.
Ey, wir haben sie noch nicht gehört, seit 2 Jahren,
Very
die Musik.
kind woman. She always smiled so brightly. Baked cakes and cookies every day. She'd say that I needed the sugar because I spent so much time thinking. My father was always quiet. We never talked much. He was a federal agent, just like me. And he was hardly ever at home. The only words he ever had for me were harsh ones. I had a vivid imagination, and I remember he once said this to me. There are plenty of crazy things in this world. You don't have to go dreaming them up. And it's my job to make sense out of them. One day you'll understand what I'm saying. I found out later that my father was one of the first to ever use criminal profiling to catch bad guys. And so now I'm doing exactly the same job that he did. Like father, like son.
Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
Mind if it's something personal?
Fire away.
Who's Zach?
Zach is a friend of mine.
Oh, so you do have friends.
Yeah. He's my only friend.
What kind of person is he then?
Well, I've never seen his face. But he's always with me, and we discuss everything.
When did you become friends?
A long time ago. Back when I was a child. I was 7. I woke up one morning to hear my mother crying in the living room. This wasn't normal, so I headed in to see her. My father was there pointing a gun at my mother. I was so scared. I closed my eyes, so I don't remember much more. But I do remember the words my father said to me. At times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist, even if it means losing someone that you love. When I came back to my senses, they were both dead. He shot my mother and then killed himself.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Zach's with me. It was around that time that we became friends.
I'm here. I'm with you, he said. I'll be here always. We can get through this together. Quite aside from that terrible scene in front of me, that voice seemed to make me calmer. And here we are, working together, getting through things.
This is the first time I've ever told anyone about this. I wonder if Zach will get angry.
That's a sad story. But I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I'm sure there was a reason for what your father did.
I know. I think maybe I became an agent to find out why he did what he did.
Oh yeah, York, I forgot to thank you.
Thank me? For what?
You saved my life. If you didn't save me at the gallery, I would have died along with Diane.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
What did you just say? Useless? I was never expecting to hear you say that. Huh. There might be a modest guy in you after all.
Finally, you noticed? You're a little slow, aren't you?
Maybe hopeless, but not useless.
Zach, do you think Emily got home safely?
Anyway, I think it's more serious of a situation than I thought. Do you remember our conversation with Emily? She's really interested in you. I think she's starting to have certain feelings for you.
If that's the case, Zach, you and I are rivals. This is a very serious situation indeed.
Well, if it comes to that, let it be a fair fight. Agreed?
Thomas! Thomas! Let me out of here! Come on, please! Just for a moment. 1 second. Hate it in here, Thomas. I think I'm going mad. I know you're there. Come on, please! Thomas! 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 Thomas!
Okay, in bester Manier wurden mehr Fragen gestellt als beantwortet. Aber schön, dass York jetzt mal so ein bisschen Backstory bekommt und auch mal so ein bisschen um ihn sich was dreht und nicht immer nur um den Fall. Denn
Wahre Worte.
er war ja bisher eigentlich so, ja, einfach nur Hülle. Ja, cool. War ein tolles Kapitel auf jeden Fall. Und ich würde sagen, beim nächsten Mal
Machen wir einfach weiter.
machen wir weiter. Ich denke, beim nächsten Mal, wenn wir die PS3-Version spielen, dann haben wir weniger Technikprobleme und es wird für uns auch ein bisschen angenehmer zum Aufnehmen. Aber ich hoffe, ihr hattet trotzdem Spaß bis hierher und es wird offensichtlich mal wieder richtig spannend. Also bleibt dran. Bis zur nächsten Folge.
Genau. Ciao.
Tschüsschen.